The Trump administration is looking to fast-track more deportations tonight. The humanitarian parole program allows for certain non-citizens to temporarily live in the United States without fear of deportation. But now, federal agents may strip that status from people who came here legally and send them to their home countries. This latest decision has people in a similar immigration program wondering if they're next.
From their small apartment in Orlando, Milén Mesa de Santana and her daughter Veronica connect with dozens of clients across the country. People looking for guidance on how to apply for Temporary Protected Status, or TPS. They are immigrants who have fled where they were born, looking for a safer life in the U.S. The ladies are experts on the rules, forms, and deadlines that often overwhelm new arrivals. And it's clear for them, the work is personal. Milén was a labor attorney in Venezuela. She attended rallies and organized her neighbors until a Sunday morning in 2016 when Veronica was 17.
I was in guitar lessons, and when we were pulling into the place, a motorcycle hit our car, like on purpose, so we will come to a full stop. And then when that happened, the guy opened our door, pulled me out of the car, and put a gun against my ribcage.
Veronica says the man threatened to kill her if her mom continued speaking out against the government. 1 week later, Veronica was on an airplane alone to stay with an uncle in Orlando. Milén and her husband would come for visits until, during a stay in 2019, a court summons arrived at her home back in Venezuela, accusing her of financing terrorism, instigating hate, and treason.
They say they want to detain you and you're going to go to court. That means you're already going to jail.
Milén and her husband never returned home. They've applied for asylum in the U.S., and while they wait, they have temporary protected status, a legal standing offered to people from a limited list of countries. A country's status on the list gets renewed roughly every 18 months. Countries on the list include Haiti, Lebanon, Ukraine, Syria, and Venezuela. According to the American Immigration Council, 173,000 people in Florida have TPS, the most common of any state in the U.S. 96% of them who can work do, contributing more than $275 million a year to state and local taxes. The countries on the United States TPS list can change. If a country falls off, anyone here with that status would become undocumented and then could be deported. It's why Milén and Veronica worry and work so hard to help others stay in the country that protects them from their own.
What do you want people to know about you, about people like you?
We want to be part of the good side of the country that wants to work hard, that wants to pay taxes, that want to build a life. And I just think if people just put themselves in our shoes a little bit, I think there will be more empathy and they could understand we're here because we just want a better life.
Next week, when the Florida legislature convenes a special session to talk about immigration, Wesh 2 will be there. I'll have live reports starting Monday from Tallahassee on the efforts Florida may take as part of this immigration overhaul.